Sometimes life just isn't fair. That's the case for Nick Fitzgerald and the upstart Mississippi State Bulldogs, who are ranked inside the top 15 heading into last night's Egg Bowl showdown at home with Ole Miss. If you didn't see it, we'll show it to you. Fitzgerald went down near the midpoint of the game's first quarter when he was hit low and suffered a gruesome lower body injury. The injury for Fitzgerald has been confirmed as a dislocated right ankle. The junior went under the knife this morning in a surgery that has been deemed successful. Nick is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks before he starts his rehab, and he could return to the field, believe it or not, by spring practice. Great news for Bulldog fans, because it sure looked a whole lot worse just 24 hours ago. As for the game, it was a good second half. There's Fitzgerald returning to the sidelines. Third quarter, Ole Miss trying to stretch this one out when Jordan Ta'amu hits the dangerous A.J. Brown in stride, and 58 yards later, Brown was dancing in the end zone. Brown had 167 receiving yards in that score, but Ta'amu, he wasn't finished. He's going to go deep again, this time to DK Metcalf, who shakes a tackler along the sideline, stays in bounds, 63 yards for the score. Mississippi State makes it interesting. Couple of late scores, but Ole Miss hangs on to claim the Egg Bowl win.
Obviously, frustrating for us. A big game, you always want to go find a way to win that game. Things didn't go our way through much of the game, but we continued to battle, continued to fight, continued to compete for 4 quarters, and always proud of our guys. You know, if you watch us play, we always play with relentless effort. And I thought, our guys gave great effort for the entire 60 minutes. We just wish we had 61 or 62.
The Bulldogs finish the season with an 8-4 record. They'll have an extended amount of time off as they wait to hear which bowl game they'll play in come this December. Southern Miss men's basketball team continuing on in the Sanford Pentagon Showcase. Tough one today. They fall at South Dakota 84-71. Cortez Edwards led the scoring efforts for USM. They dropped to 2-2. They'll play Youngstown State tomorrow afternoon. With the 7th-ranked Mississippi State women's basketball team struggling, the team laid eyes on Victoria Vivians and Tierra McCowan and leaned on big number 35 and number 15 in their 90-54 win over Columbia this morning in the Cancun Challenge. The Dogs held an 8-point halftime lead, but they erupted for 53 points in half number 2. McCowan and Vivians combining to score 25 of those. Bulldogs will take on an undefeated Green Bay team in the de facto Cancun Challenge title game tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. For those of you SEC crazies out there looking to get 2 of your teams into the college football playoff, you had your eyes deadlocked on Miami and Pittsburgh this afternoon. Second quarter, Malik Rozier connecting with Amon Richards, who finds a pylon in 6. Canes up 7-3, but later in the quarter, Pitt freshman quarterback Kenny Pickett played one hell of a game, and here the true freshman scrambles and runs right over Jaquan Johnson, and it was 10-7 going into the locker room. Pitt would add another score and then put this one on ice in the 4th. The bootleg, Pickett to pay dirt, Pitt. The Panthers, 24-14 victory. You talk about shaking things up for the college football playoff. Now, I don't think Miami is done. If you're a Miami fan, and I'm sure there's tons of you out there, they're not done, right?
To sustain a win streak like they have over that period of time was pretty good. At some point, you're going to have a mental letdown. You've been doing it every week. This was just a mental letdown. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I think everything is still in front of them. It's not a guarantee. They might need some help, but if they beat Clemson next week, that knocks them out of the picture. Somebody's going to go down in the SEC, at least one team, if not 2. So I think they're not great, but they have a shot.
Just the way the landscape looks right now, still kind of undecided.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm an SEC guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Brett Bielema got canned. You know that too. Huh?
Yeah, Bielema lost his job today.